Why is nobody else talking about this? Why is nobody talking about MultiversX being simply just another attempt to collect investors' money with a new hype topic? At some point in time, maybe it's not MultiversX anymore. Maybe it's going to be the new AI robot blockchain, whatever it is, right? MultiversX is a rebrand. It's a rebrand from Elrond. And that itself also changed their focus from initially egld. So why do you think the ticker symbol of MultiversX is egld, egld? It's because at the very beginning, the focus of the project was programmable money. It was smart contracts, it was value transfer, so egld sounded pretty suitable. Then value transfer was old school, right? It was just Bitcoin, etc. Now you had to really show scale, because the problem was Ethereum, the leading smart contract platform at the time, had the scaling issues, they had fee issues, and so what then got sold was the internet for scale, the internet scale blockchain. That was 2020. When we then this continued in 2021, then this became live. It was live still a year afterwards in 2022, and now we've got the multiverse sales pitch. This is not the very first time we see this. We see this in other crypto projects as well. The crypto projects simply just try to ride the new waves, and they try to, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but they try to simply just serve an investor need without necessarily figuring out how the product market fit should play out, how adoption comes. And that's in the end why all these projects have to pivot, right? They have to pivot because with their initial mission, they did not succeed. Now, how is it so far going, right? That's the big question. Maybe this was actually the right pitch. Maybe we should have changed to the multiverse, and maybe this was good for investors. Let's look at this. Let's look at egld, E-G-L-D, divided by Ethereum. So why do we want to divide this by Ethereum? Because when we just look at the US dollar price, we always have the ups and downs of the general crypto market in there, right? And when Bitcoin goes up, of course, any altcoin goes up as well. Same is true for Ethereum. I divide this by Ethereum because usually the correlation between Ethereum and the altcoins is higher. So when Ethereum goes up, then the altcoins go up as well, and vice versa. So Bitcoin is a bit more decoupled than Ethereum is from the altcoins. Ethereum and altcoins move more hand in hand. And so if you want to figure out what is the outperformance or the underperformance of an altcoin in the general landscape, it makes sense to look at the altcoin relative to ETH. And that's the chart long term since the beginning, which is here September of 2020. I couldn't get a chart that's earlier than that. So far, egld has underperformed by 50% versus ETH. Okay, there is quite a bit of volatility, but there is this vertical line here, right? And you might have guessed what this is, right? I simply just figured out, when did Elrond rebrand? November 4th, 2022. This is so far the performance. So this whole rebrand did not help investors, unfortunately. The underperformance since then relative to Ethereum is minus 38%. Now one can argue, okay, you can stake egld, you can get like your 24% or so per annum if you stake your egld, but this is not going to make up for this, right? So the issue is obviously the increase of the circulating supply, the potential unlocks that happen. It's also the lack of adoption, of usage. It's also the problem with total value locked, right? So there is no capital in this chain. Look at DeFi Llama. This is the MultiversX chain. And during Elrond times, we even had 2 billion locked up. But now this is a former shadow of itself, 65 million locked up. Whereas the market cap of all the tokens is 1.1 billion. So a pretty bad relationship of market cap versus how much is it actually being used. So really, the only point in time, in my opinion, to get into something like this is when an altcoin rotation happens. When profits from Bitcoin flow to Ethereum and then they flow to altcoins, and then all altcoins tend to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. This doesn't happen too often, but there are ways to figure out when it does happen. And that comes directly in the next video. Feel free to check out the Telegram and the Discord down below. There's also a premium membership where I show what kind of trades I do. So there's ways to generate alpha even if the altcoins don't outperform. But let's next look at the altcoin rotation. When does it tend to happen? That's over here in this video. Thanks for watching this one and see you there. Bye-bye.